Hello world, my name is Donaraffe, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Today the plan is getting in to the budding time crystal block, figuring out the automation, and getting some time crystals. The key behind this guy is you can either do time crystals or you do budding amethysts. Oh, okay, so we didn't need to, it's fine. Um, we didn't need to make, I thought you clicked on them. That is not how it works. You just have to plop one down and then give it some skulk. And it should, yep, it should spread. And this will turn this into a budding time crystal block. Which it just did. And I believe Silk Touch? No. Yeah, okay. So, well, that's annoying. We're gonna have to cut and paste these bad boys. We're in cut mode. Once this is done up here. So. And just put the cut and paste gadget in there because it's annoying. So we're gonna grab you, and then we're gonna grab you. And there we go. Okay, so now we go back out, and this mechanic is really cool. So you are gonna go right there, which is fine. All right. So here's where we start to play with some of the Just Dire things. We should have enough of what we need. Because we need a simple swapper. No, we don't need a simple swapper. We need an advanced swapper, which needs the simple swapper. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 simple swappers. There we go. All right. So we have the swappers, and then we need a breaker. One, two, three, four, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So this is the swapper. Swear to God, I had rum in my inventory. Cut. And then we plop you there. So, to explain, this is a budding time crystal block. That is not what I wanted to do. It is, it's a pretty cool block, and it grows time crystals. So it's like an amethyst block, right? So it eventually will start to grow time crystals. But it needs to absorb the energy of the specific kind of realm that you're in. So right now, obviously, we're in the overworld. So these have all like absorbed what they need to get to the next portion of what they need to do. So they chill out here, and they go do 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 do, and then they go into the next like thing that they're at, right? The next phase of their thing. Then they need to be brought to the Nether, and it waits, and it goes into the next phase. And then it goes into the end, and it goes into the next phase. And when they're in the end, they can be harvested. That's when they start actually like growing the things. And we're gonna need the. All right, so this is the advanced swapper. Show its area, and what we wanted to do is do a 3x3 so that it pulls the growth accelerators that are gonna help us move this block faster. And I'm gonna do one with growth accelerators and one without growth accelerators. Let it run for a little bit and see if the growth accelerators actually do anything. I do believe they at very least make the swapping portion faster. So we're gonna go up to go up 2 more. Here we go. So it's that. And that. So this is what we need. Not an advanced dropper, an advanced sensor. Okay. And this is the, okay. I think I figured it out. We want to bind him to the overworld. And then what we need to do over here is there's an advanced sensor. And as you can see, once we put it into this one, which I don't think I get. Now what this is going to do is it's going to take this block and move it to wherever I pair this advanced swapper to in the Nether. But it's going to do that when this guy gives him a signal. He is going to give him a signal when he detects that a budding time crystal block is in here. But we can't just use stage any. We need to use stage 1. Because there's 3 stages. Stage 0 is when it's after it's kind of gone through the whole cycle and is essentially then dormant and not growing any more crystals. Stage 1 is when it is done absorbing in the overworld. So now we're going to go into the Nether and put another swapper down. Okay. So now you're here. And this guy is bound back to that one in the overworld. Because we're in the Nether, it needs to be at stage 2, right? Because there's 3 stages. So stage 0 is when it's absorbing in the overworld. Stage 1 is absorbing when it's in the Nether. So at stage 2, we want to give a high output here. And we want a high output for this swapper to then send it into the end. And I put this guy as the target for the one in the overworld. So now I am binding you to the nether, and I'm going to put another one like this in the end for it to kind of come over. And you're going to give a high when this is at... I really... is at stage 0. Because we're going to leave it here. So we're going to use this block breaker. Any block in this radius that is this time crystal cluster will get broken on a allow list. So anything in this area, meaning the top and the bottom, once it gets to be a time crystal cluster, will break off. To put an advanced swapper here, I need you to not be showing. And then you become the target for the one in the nether. So it goes from the bottom in the nether to the top and the end, and then from the bottom and the end back to the overworld. But it does it when we're at stage 0. Because it's going to break the blocks here, and then I think I need an item collector. But let's go back over here. So you're going to be here. If we render your area, we're going to show... So it's going to grab all 3 of you, and you're going to be bound to the end. Perfect. Because this just needs to be put to strong signal, and you... I don't think we'll ever catch it in the nether. Didn't force load the chunk, and I bet I didn't force load the chunk in the nether. So we go to the nether fortress. We'll see. Okay, yep, it's... So now it's been upgraded. You should be sending a strong signal. You should have swapped. Something busted. I'm going to sit here and farm it until it's done growing. We almost had it right. Oh, right. The time crystals give you all sorts of weird effects. It's kind of funny. We're gonna do a just dire item collector. We need a hopper. And now this is done. Oh my god. It was all because it was backwards. So this is meant to be an allow list, which is to say if you see a budding time crystal block at stage 0 and there's one, emit a strong signal, which this is then looking for and it swaps. So if we go to new home, we should see something similar, allow list, when it reaches stage 1, which is charged up here, and there is exactly one, go to the next thing. I think we're going to be chasing it. So if we go to the Nether Fortress, we literally just saw it happen, and I put a light here just so that I could really like make sure I was seeing it correctly. So when it gets to stage 2, it plops over there. And I'm actually out of chunks, so if you are playing on a single player world, single player only world, don't do it if you're not, if don't do this if you are in another not a single player world, because your admins will not be happy with you. Or at very least ask your server admin to do it. You can do FTB chunks admin extra claim chunks, extra force load chunks, your user add, and I'm just say 300. That way, if we go in here, we are able to force load now 325 chunks. And my guess, no, my guess was right. But my guess is this is also, nope, that's actually force load. So it's actually just it's running right now. And then it breaks. And it's back already. Oh. Okay. So we got time stuff. Time crystals. Very, very automated. So as you can see, it automatically gets force energy. Forge energy. Fe. But we also need something called time fluid. Time fluid comes from these time crystals, which again, you're gonna see some really weird things that occur to you while you are under the effects of these. Bye. And so you need, it says right here, time fluid, right? So if you take a time crystal, throw it in the water, at least I thought that was how it worked. Oh, it needs to be dropped in polymorphic fluid, which needs polymorphic catalyst, which needs that. Oh, jeez. Okay. Strike that. Strike that. Hold on. All right. Try this again. So you put the polymorphic catalyst in the water, and then you drop the time crystal in the water, and you get time fluid, which you right-click as if it was a bucket, and you get 1,000 time fluid. Oh, if there's any like crazy effects that you get when you stand in it. And one more. You. There we go. All right, now our time wand is fully charged. So this guy is the one that we have the two beta upgrades in. We're actually gonna go for another one of those because I know that we can make it. However, we got this now. And this is crazy because it's a little noisy, but look at all those combs. And this centrifuge seems... No, centrifuge just gave it up. It's trying. It's trying, though. Now that used about a half of a thing of fluid. And it just about filled up the entire thing. The router's struggling to keep up, which is crazy. That is why we did that. That's gross. And we can come back and do that whenever we need. I mean, this is it's still chugging, man. This is awesome. Also functions as a simulator and a block upgrade. That is fantastic. Now, one of the main reasons that we did that is to handle all of the bee breeding and all of the other bee related things, like waiting for these waiting for the nests to produce things, which just, I mean, it just takes time. But with that, we are completely out of video time, and I do want to thank you for hanging around to the end of the video. Next time we jump into some more bees, and I hope to see you then. Have a great day. Goodbye.